Example 3 from solving rational equations. So this is the group x plus 5, this is the group x plus 3. Take time to factor to see if this is factorable. X squared plus 8x plus 15. That means what two numbers multiply to give you 15 and are going to add or subtract to give you 8. So it gives you 15. What two numbers? It looks like it's going to be positive 3 and positive 5. So I'm going to rewrite that as x plus 3 and x plus 5. When I look for a good common denominator, we have x plus 5, x plus 3, x plus 5, and x plus 3. So a good common denominator is going to contain both of them. That means the left fraction needs an x plus 3 attached to it. So I'm going to write it down here. Attach an x plus 3. Now the middle fraction, we've already factored the trinomial in the denominator. Let's look at the trinomial in the numerator. What two numbers multiply to give you negative 10 and add or subtract to give you negative 1? Anyone? Two and 5 don't work. What about 1 and 10? Negative 10, positive 1. Let's see if that works. I'm checking. Negative 10, positive 1. Does it work? It gives you negative 10, but does it give you a negative 1? What about 5 and 2? Can 5 and 2 somehow give you a 1? Okay, it's not factorable. So we're going to leave it as is. And the last fraction contains an x plus 3, but we need to attach an x plus 5. Okay, so all the denominators have x plus 3 and x plus 5. Cancel out the denominators for step number 2. And I'm going to work with the numerator. So I'm going to start by distributing the 2x. 2x squared plus 6x. And now a common mistake I think students are going to think is that this negative sign applies only to the x squared. It actually applies to this entire group. And when you distribute a negative, it changes the sign of every term within this group. So it becomes negative x squared, positive x, positive 10. Distribute the 3, 3x plus 15. Since I see an x squared and an x and a constant, I'm going to move everything to the left-hand side. And I'm going to combine like terms. So positive 2x squared and negative 1x squared is 1x squared. Done with those two. Positive 6 and positive 1 is 7x. 6x and 1x is 7x. But then 7x subtract 3x is 4x. And positive 10 and negative 15 is negative 5. So I have a trinomial that is set equal to 0. Let's try factoring again. Are there two numbers that multiply to give you negative 5 and they add or subtract to give you positive 4? Roger, do you know those two numbers? Positive 5, negative 1. I agree. So x plus 5, x minus 1. In this form, we know exactly what the answer is. I'm going to show you the fast way and the slow way, okay? The fast way is we have x plus 5. What's the opposite of positive 5? X equals negative 5. Done. And we're going to check it later. What's the opposite of positive 1? Oh, I'm so sorry. What's the opposite of negative 1? Positive 1. Okay, that's the fast way. Now, what's the slow way that you don't have to show your work for, but I'm going to go over it? It's the same thing as taking x plus 5 and setting it equal to 0. That's the math behind it. Subtract 5, you end up with negative 5. Again, it's the same thing as taking x subtract 1 and setting equal to 0. Add 1, x equals 1. All right, now we need to check for extraneous solutions. So we go back up to the very top. This was the original problem, okay? It was x plus 5. It broke down into x plus 3, x plus 5, and x plus 3. If you plug in negative 5, because that's one of the answers we have, if you plug in negative 5, will that work in this part? No. It will not work, because when you plug in negative 5, it becomes 0. You only need to have one denominator equal to 0, and that no longer works. So I'm not going to like scribble this whole thing out. I'm going to put a line through it, and I'm going to abbreviate capital E, capital S. It means extraneous solution. So we cannot consider it. We did the math right, but we cannot consider it as an actual solution. Now look at positive 1. If you plug in positive 1 where you see a variable in the denominator, does this equal 0? Nope, it equals 6. If I plug in 1, I get 4 times 6 equals 24. We're good. Plug in 1, you get 4. So the only answer is x equals 1.